All right, this is for entertainment purposes only, okay? Let's tap in. Please pay attention to what I'm saying, okay? Look, hypothetically, let's just say these countries wanted to do business with each other. Right now, 9 times out of 10, they're going to use the United States dollar, meaning that they're going to use a currency that is centralized, meaning that the United States has control over this one currency, right? What the BRICS nation and all of this is about is creating an even playing field. We've heard Trump say that multiple times on multiple occasions, right? An even playing field. And what that means is we have to find a currency that is decentralized, a decentralized currency that can withhold the capacity of all these countries, right? Imagine all these countries are putting in trillions of their worth, right? Trillions of their worth into this one asset, but it also has to be seamless. The transaction ways up there, okay? It has to be seamless. It has to be energy efficient, right? And it also has to scale, right? Meaning when all this money does flow into this market, it has to be able to grow with it. Guys, please understand there aren't many currencies out here that can do it like XRP, okay? I've been stressing the fact that RLUSD being approved by the NYDFS was a major move, okay? And there have been even more major moves ever since, okay? Please just understand this space is being adopted at the highest level, okay? These people have found out the use case for it. And at this point, you might be behind the 8 ball, right? You have to figure out its use case. You have to do the research. But please understand, this is a real chart right here. This is something off the Ripple website, okay? And so XRP creates liquidity for all of these countries, right? Meaning that if they adopted RLUSD, they wouldn't have to wait and they pretty much could go around the US dollar as I started. Just to make it simple, they can go around the US dollar. They don't have to transact and wait and do the old system like Swift did, right? Transacting or doing remittances, right? They don't have to do that stuff anymore, guys. Cryptocurrency is changing the game. Cryptocurrency is changing every way that we transact dollars and money, literally, okay? And David Schwartz is about to tell you why and give you the what I just said in more detail of why they need this. This isn't a want. This isn't just a pretty asset, right? That just shines or whatever. This is a need at this point. The GOV needs this technology at this point, okay? And it will save the financial system. All right, so let's get into this video.
But listen closely to what David Schwartz is saying here.
Let's switch to stablecoins because they're obviously kind of all the rage right now, and everyone and their dog is issuing one from J.P. Morgan to Facebook. But especially what the banks are doing. I think last week a new kind of consortium of banks said, "Hey, we rolling out this new stablecoin." Does that kind of freeze you guys out, or?
I think it's actually helpful. One of the problems that people have is the ability to hold digital assets can be difficult, particularly with the volatility in some digital assets. Stablecoins are safer to hold if you can trust the issuer. So I think to that extent, it can be helpful because you still need liquidity. So if you imagine a dollar stablecoin issued by JPM, and you have maybe some other dollar coins issued by companies like Circle, and everybody seems to be issuing a stablecoin, and then you have stablecoins in other currencies, because if you're not in the United States, a dollar coin is not really all that stable. You still need liquidity between those stablecoins. And I think it's also important to remember that these stablecoins have counterparties, and there isn't a universal counterparty. There isn't some counterparty that everybody in the world can have equal access to. It's going to have to be in some jurisdiction. It's going to have to be part of some regulatory regime. And so I think if the vision is this sort of open participation, this sort of internet of money, collateralized stablecoins will be players, but I think there will still have to be liquidity between them. And if you imagine dozens of stablecoins, hundreds and hundreds of markets is probably not going to be as efficient as going through some sort of assets that aggregate, like the dollar does today. The dollar sort of aggregates demand for smaller currencies, and we see XRP playing that role.
And you're saying its openness is going to favor it because it's easy to move in and out of.
Yeah, I think if you can imagine, like, you might have a hub in one country and a hub in another region, how do you settle between those hubs? You need something that's neutral. You need something that's kind of jurisdictionless. If you want a sort of open participation ecosystem, you can't have things that are controlled by a single party at the center.